2, welcome back to Jalal TV. Hey, this your boy Jalal.
And this your girl Cash.
And we back with another reaction. Y'all know the routine, man. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also cut on those post notifications. They come down below. Make sure y'all smash a like on this video before you leave. Today we got the top 10 insane courtroom freakouts after sentencing. You already know that's intense.
Right.
Big sentencing, murder things and everything, family. Yeah. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
The top 10 insane courtroom outbursts after sentencing. Things are about to get pretty crazy around here, and if you guys missed our brand new series called The Prison Life Of, you guys can click right over here. It's a completely different type of video that we've ever done on this channel for the first time in like 4 years.
Yes,
so
sir.
Make sure you guys go check it out. Alright, let's get into this one. Number 10.
Okay.
So that was actually the father of 3 victims who was sexually assaulted by Larry Nassar. Larry Nassar, I know the name probably sounds very familiar to you guys, but he was the USA gymnastics doctor who sexually assaulted more than 150 women. He was sentenced to 175 years in prison.
175 years, that's right.
200 years. Sir, I'm giving you 175 years, which is 2,100 months.
In court, this father just couldn't stand Larry Nassar, so he wanted to hurt him himself. So he actually appeared in court, and then he asked the judge this.
To grant me 5 minutes in a locked room with this demon.
I don't blame him. 5 minutes is way
That's
more
his
than enough time.
son?
That's the victim's father.
Oh, his father.
Yes,
Okay.
give him 5 minutes in the room with him and see what he'd do to him.
Would you do that?
Of course, the judge said no, but this father did what he wanted to do anyways.
Yeah,
he was
father.
outraged. He was furious.
Can't do that. That's not how our legal system.
Well, I have to
This father is so lucky he wasn't charged for this
I don't
attack.
care.
In fact, nothing actually happened to this father at all. He was only given a warning.
Just for the record, you need to know that I could give you a jail sentence. I could fine you up to $7,500.
Okay, so let's move on to number 9. Now,
I don't
this
care
one
about
is
all that.
different. There was an outburst in court, but this isn't what you guys think. A man approached the judge for a crime he committed, and as soon as he realized who the judge was, he had an
I seen
outburst.
this.
He broke down in tears,
what?
and he was crying.
Sorry to see you there. I always wondered what happened to you, sir.
Oh my goodness.
This is the nicest kid in middle school.
Oh my goodness.
That was Judge Mindy Glazer, who actually went to middle school with the convict, who was 49-year-old Arthur Booth. And the Judge Mindy remembered him as this, like, very, very nice kid. Well, as soon as he realized who Judge Mindy was, he started to break down and cry.
Mr. Booth, I hope you were able to change your ways. Good luck to you.
Oh my goodness.
Number 8.
What he did?
It was an explosive and
So that was his sister freaking out when she found out that her brother Lance Adair has just received an 11-year prison sentence for stealing a vehicle and leading police on a high-pursuit car chase. Lance was just 16 years old at the time, and he had a gun on him. When police got close to him, Lance bailed from his car, and he ran outside. He tried to get away from police officers, but he was also aiming the gun at a police officer. A police officer shot him in the hand, and he was quickly arrested. At number 7, we have Michael Thomas, who had a huge outburst in court. This man is so dangerous and is so unsteady. He had to appear in a courtroom where whoever attended the court hearing in the audience actually had to stand behind this glass wall. They couldn't be in the same room per se.
don't do
Police officers even had to calm down the friends and family members in the audience.
I always want to say don't do that to somebody who acting up.
Right.
Acting crazy.
Oh, who did something? Don't
Apparently
do
he
that.
did something, right? For them to take him down?
People were so on the edge that more police officers had to be called in. I think at one point there was over 20 officers in one room trying to handle the situation. Michael Thomas ended up being sentenced to 35 years in prison plus 10 years of extended supervision after he pleaded guilty to 2 charges of first-degree reckless homicide in the murder of Sharon Staples and her unborn child during a robbery that actually took place back in 2011. Moving into number 6.
Oh, shit.
I love you,
26-year-old Jalal Hicks, who lashed out at the judge by throwing his stand down, and he made a move towards the judge. I don't think that, you know, threatening a judge is a good idea because your life is literally in their hands. So what are you thinking? Jalal pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and tampering with evidence. By pleading guilty, he has a chance at parole at some point in his life, but he was sentenced to 25 to 75 years, which is a huge range. Jalal's mother was also freaking out in courtroom right after the sentencing was announced.
She about to get locked up.
Alright, number 5, we have a judge who just can't handle this convict. What you're about to see is a convict who just won't stop talking, so the judge said that he is gonna have him gagged. But the convict continues to speak, and you guys won't believe what happens next.
I'm gonna gag you in 1 second, so just listen to me. You're gonna have a bad day. Oh, you're clear. Take on me, man.
Is this real?
Did they really put the tape on Buddy?
Right.
Buddy said he don't want to hear none of that. Like, come on, man. Like,
Sometimes
Buddy,
I think of blame, like, hey, you
I
already
don't
know
even blame him.
you already know what you did. It's shit. I don't care. I don't want to hear none of that stuff either.
They say your life in the judge's hands, yo.
I'm gonna gag you in 1 second, so just listen to me. You're gonna have a bad day. Oh, you're clear. Take on me, man.
Is this real life right now? I'm not even sure that this is allowed. This must violate this man's rights. I'm not trying to defend the convict here, but he was trying just to defend himself because he felt like he wasn't being heard. He was being accused of 4 armed robberies. Just to make light of the situation, there was actually a funny part in this video. At the end of the video, the judge starts talking again, saying that he will have a chance to speak, but it's not going to be now. And then all of a sudden, the convict, he was still able to talk. He was still able to speak, even though the tape was on his mouth. And it took like 10 police officers to put the tape on this man's mouth, but every single, they just did a horrible job.
Mr. Williams will have a chance to speak.
I'll be honored for everything I'll say.
Number 4, this next clip is a little bit hard to see, but what you're about to see is a judge who starts to freak out, and he actually leaves his seat. It looks like the judge was about to fight this convict.
Stand up.
First time I've seen that.
You're going to jail for a year in the county, 365 days county jail.
I mean, this is something you don't see every day. So after the judge walks away, the man starts to fight with the officer in the courtroom.
Put your hands behind your head. Put it down.
Moving into number 3, we have a murderer who tried to exercise his rights to stand up in court. I'm not sure if this is even a right to be able to, you know, stand up in a courtroom, but police officers told this convicted murderer to sit down, but he wanted to stand up.
No, they don't want to stay when he's gone.
So that guy was actually being convicted of the beheading death of a 19-year-old. I mean, that is just so sickening. I think not only this guy doesn't deserve to stand up in court, I think he deserves to just be, you know, forgotten about in prison for the rest of his life. It's super hard to watch. At number 2, we are about to see a father who confronts his son's killer.
You don't need to be laying no mental hospital. He need to go to prison, man. Come on, sir. He want to play crazy. He wasn't crazy when he killed my son, man.
This father was freaking out because the man who killed his son was trying to get leniency by pleading insanity, meaning he wasn't in, you know, the right state of mind when he committed the murder. So he'll be able to get a lesser of a sentence. He'll be able to serve his time in a mental institution. I feel for this father, and I would be freaking out as well. I couldn't contain myself in this situation. There's just no way.
His back was turned to you, man. He was trying to get away from you, and you murdered a man like you. You murdered a man like that. Why are you doing that?
When I first watched the clip, I had tears in my eyes. I just couldn't imagine what this father was going through. And finally, at number 1, we have a judge who freaked out.
You were relentless. You stabbed, you stabbed, you stabbed, you stabbed, you stabbed.
The judge was so angry because he was sentencing a woman who was convicted of killing her boyfriend. She showed no signs of remorse. At the end of the sentencing, the judge said, "I hope you die in..."
She looked like she don't give, you know
but
what.
you never know. What if that boyfriend been beating on her?
And she got
she
so
was like,
tired
you know,
of it.
just, oh well. She's like, okay.
You're right.
Because, you know, sometimes you can kill the person that's abusing you and you get in trouble for it.
Exactly. Let's see how this goes.
Signs of remorse. At the end of the sentencing, the judge said, "I hope you die in prison."
The family, I hope you die in prison as well. You know, if this was a death penalty state, you'd be getting the chair.
Well, there you guys have it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys all in the next one.
I want to see what happened and the reason why she killed her boyfriend. If she killed him just because, then okay. But I'll never tell nobody I hope they die in jail. I'm not putting death on nobody.
Hey, if y'all like that video, make sure you smash a like on this video, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. With all that being said, yo, this your boy Drill.
And this your girl Cash, and we out.